Hey everyone! So in this video, I just want to go over some cool weather crops that we can plant out before our last frost date. Yes, before your last frost date. I know that the winter, it just seems so long, and around this time, a lot of us are itching to get things planted, to get things started, and while you don't want to jump the gun, you don't want to be planting, cucumbers or anything like that. But there are some cool weather crops that we can start and plan to put out before the last frost date, okay? So the first one on the list is peas, all right? Peas, you can directly sow them in the garden 5 weeks before your last frost date. You don't have to start them inside. You don't have to, start them in cells, put them under grow lights and all that. You can skip all of that. And you can plant peas directly in the garden 5 weeks before the last frost date, okay? Peas can withstand temperatures down to 28 degrees Fahrenheit, all right? The next one is spinach, all right? Spinach can be directly sown in the garden 4 to 6 weeks before your last frost date, all right? So I usually do 5 weeks, all right? Because spinach is really hardy, and this cool weather crop can withstand temperatures down to 15 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? So spinach. The next one on the list is radishes. Radishes are one of the most quickly producing vegetables or plants that you can grow, and you can plant those out before your last frost date, 3 weeks. All right, so 3 weeks before your last frost date, you can sow radishes directly out in the garden. All right, it'll germinate when the soil temperature is 45 degrees. All right, the next one is cabbage. Cabbage is a member of the Brassica family, so it thrives in cool weather. Cabbage is one of those that takes a really long time. So cabbage, you do have to start indoors 8 to 12 weeks before your last frost date, but you can start putting the seedlings out 4 weeks before your last frost date. Okay, so like my last frost date is supposed to be April 28th. However, I don't go by that date. I usually push it to at least a week after Mother's Day because we always get that last frost. So right around Mother's Day, a week after Mother's Day is usually where I set my last frost date, okay? Because that's what I know for my area. So if I know that, then I know that about mid-April, I can put out my cabbage seedlings, okay? Once the plants have about 6 true leaves, they can go outside. All right, the next one is broccoli. So broccoli is another member of the Brassica family, and of course it loves the cold. And just like cabbage, you want to start those broccolis ahead of time and then transplant them 4 weeks before your last frost. So it's not as hardy as cabbage, but it is pretty hardy, and it can still withstand temperatures in the mid-20s with no problem. So if you grow them in a cold frame or like under a row cover, then they can be out there with even colder temperatures. So the next one is kale. All right, kale is a master at withstanding freezing temperatures, okay? You plant your kale indoors, same as you would the broccoli and the cabbage, and those will go out at the same time. So some of those varieties can withstand single digits, all right? Another bonus of kale is that it doesn't bolt in the hot weather. So while it might not taste the best in hot weather, it won't bolt on you. All right, the next one is arugula. So arugula is like a tangy green that you can use in salads and soups and stews. It's a little spicy, a little nutty, and it's a member of the brassica family, believe it or not. And it can go out 3 weeks before your last frost date. You can directly sow it 3 weeks before your last frost date. So along with your radishes, you can sow your arugula. Okay. Another one, the next one is carrots. Carrots thrive in cool weather. They don't like it hot. All right. The best times that carrots like in the daytime are like in the 60s. Okay. Carrots don't like it to be very warm, and they definitely don't like it hot. Carrots you can direct sow 5 weeks before your last frost date. So they can go out with spinach and peas and whatever else you got going out 5 weeks before your last frost. Okay. They will germinate in soil at a 55-degree temperature. Onions is next on the list, and onions thrive in temperatures between 50 and 75. Okay. They're quite cold hardy, and you can put onions. It depends on what you're planting though. If you're planting bunching onions or whether you're planting bulbing onions. So planting early and mulching well is going to help you to get a bulb and prevent the bulb from freezing, okay? So you start those indoors, and you can put those out, I would say about 4 weeks before your last frost. All right, so lettuce is a wonderful thing to grow in the cool temperatures. So you want to pair it with your spinach, arugula, radishes, and it can withstand frosts down to 20 degrees. You want to direct sow your seeds and have some protection on hand just in case the temperatures do decide to dip really low. You want to have a little bit of protection on hand for those. Swiss chard is one of my favorite things to grow, and it's cold hardy as well as it grows well in the heat. So some of the varieties can withstand temperatures down to 15 degrees. So you can start your seeds indoors along with the cabbages and the broccolis, and then you can direct sow them outside with other things, but they can go out about 5 weeks before your last frost date. So I just wanted to bring you some ideas of some things that you can be planning on putting out. These are cool weather crops. These are all cool weather crops that you can plant out before your last frost date. A lot of them can be directly sown, so that eliminates the need for lights and grow shelves and seed starting in containers and all this other stuff. So it's going to save you time, it's going to save you money, it's going to save you space to direct sow these things outdoors right before your last frost. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys are planning all of your wonderful gardens. If you have not already, get involved in the seed swapping. I do have a seed swap going on right now, and the deadline is February 20th to get your seeds out. So I have already received a lot of entries. I am still waiting on seeds. Some of the emails that came in, I've asked you for your wish list as well as what seeds you're sending. So some of you have sent in those emails, and I've already fulfilled your wish lists, but I need you to send in your seeds. So I know the deadline is February 20th, but the sooner the better, because then I can try to get your seeds out early. If I get everyone's seeds in before February 20th, I will start to mail them out. But I don't want to mail out anyone's wish list just yet, because I want to wait to see what else I get in so that I can make sure that everybody gets a little bit extra. All right, so like I said, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share the video if you think somebody might enjoy it or can learn something from it. And until next time, the more you know, the more you grow. Bye, guys.